except where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying? Cecil.
And let me preface this by saying I should be able to just use this snippet by fair use for the purposes of education and or comedy and or parody, right? We'll see if that's actually what happens. This is attorney Andrew Branca. Let me move me out of the way here. Attorney Andrew F. Branca, who does the Law of Self-Defense show. I am not a paying member of his products, of his website, but I have bought a few of his products and they are very, very good. Now, I do not always agree with him politically, but I tell you one thing, whether you agree with him or not, if integrity, which is a cornerstone in Taekwondo, that's one of our tenets, is integrity. Judo's mutual welfare and benefit. Just listen to what he has to say here. This, I call it a meditation on integrity.
Your office, maybe governor, maybe U.S. senator, like Kamala Harris did in California, right? Went from California Attorney General to U.S. Senator of California. The bottom line, the reason I mentioned this Michael Brown story in the context of the news report this week that the case has been reopened and now reclosed, is to bring to light the fact that the prosecutor, Robert McCullough, who did the right thing, who showed the grand jury both narratives, the evidence for guilt and the evidence for innocence, that guy lost his career. And the prosecutor who promised to feed the mob the raw meat they demanded, he's got that guy's job. So who really won and who really lost? And what do these outcomes, these political outcomes, suggest to us about how prosecutorial decision-making is likely to be motivated in the future? When people who want to be prosecutors see, well, if I do the right thing, I lose my job. But if I feed the mob, I get the job. What kind of prosecutors do you think we're going to get in the future?
That's something to think about, isn't it? Not just in terms of prosecutors, but in a lot of areas of life. Sports, entertainment, working at your day job, practicing and teaching the martial arts. You cater to the crowd. And we know what we mean by cater to the crowd. You cater to the lower elements of people, you get rewarded. You do the right thing, you get punished. What's ultimately better for humanity in the long run, though, is doing the right thing. That's what we can learn from Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee didn't see his rewards truly till when he was alive. People like Bruce Lee shows their integrity. People like Malcolm X end up suffering for choosing their integrity. Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I would say the only one that I've seen that had a long life that got to see the true fruits of what he did with his integrity was Representative John Lewis. He lived a very long life and he got to see the fruits of his sacrifice and his choosing integrity and suffering in the short term in order to last long term. So if you want an example, look at John Lewis. But this is a point to think about. In a heated situation like the Michael Brown case, no matter what you agree on, I'm not going to say my side. I'm just going to say that you probably not going to like my side, whichever side I've picked anyway. So it's no use in me even explaining it to you because you're going to assume how I feel just based on your perception of me anyway. So I'm not even going to get into that. But somebody presents both sides of the coin, they get trashed. Somebody presents a side that they think is going to help them get over, and they get rewarded. I guess what we can learn in martial arts is we gotta stick by that integrity no matter what. Because if we don't, if we live in a world without any integrity, I mean, it really will be truly Hades on earth. Thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people like to talk about the martial arts. Please, Andrew Branca, don't hit me with a strike. But, if you want to learn about self-defense law, even though a lot of his stuff tends to be geared more towards gun carriers, I use that because we don't really have an attorney that's geared towards martial arts confrontations. So I use that as a basis, even though it doesn't directly fit, but it fits well enough for me to learn. And you would learn something too. especially within the book that he wrote. I wish I had it in here, but it's upstairs. Anyway, peace. Thank you for your time. Meditate on integrity.
Where them chicks at? Where them hangs?